Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Tanzil Mirza. Today I'm going to show you how to create a simple splash screen message in JavaFX. By splash screen message I mean this kind of application. Okay, this kind of application. This gets loaded automatically with your system startup right after the login. This app will get automatically loaded and will greet you with a nice message over here at the center of the screen. Well, I know that this is not a rocket science project, but it's a very simple application that performs almost no significant operation right now. But the concepts that I'm going to use in this application will definitely help you, and you can build up your own application. This will definitely build up your basics, and sure you can use them to create something more impressive and useful than this one. Okay, so before starting with the coding part, let's first discuss the plan. So as you can see our app is comprised of four components, and these components are basically the labels. Okay, the JavaFX or the swing labels, you know them very well if you have ever coded in JavaFX swing or app or even applet. These are the four labels. Okay, I'm calling them components right here. Okay, the first component is static. That is our first label. This welcome text is static in nature. It's a hard-coded Java string. It will never change its value. And the component 2 is dynamic. The current logged in username is automatically fetched from the system property and displayed over here. Uh, if you are if you are like Jonathan, it will be like welcome Jonathan. If you are uh, James, it will be like welcome James. And so, anyways, so and the component 3 is again static. It will not change its value. It will always be wish you a very. And then the fourth component is dynamic. It depends upon the phase of the day. It fetches hour of the day from your system clock here itself, from the system clock, and the possible values are good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It depends upon the timing, and the timing is always the coding we are going to use for this component is it returns timing in 24 hour day format, not like AM or PM. It will be 24. That means after 12 it will be 13, 14, 15, and so on up to 24. Okay, so let me show you this application once more. As you can see the see as you can see the message goes off. Okay, smoothly it goes off after a set interval. So you'll also learn about timeline and task as well. Okay, we'll not get into the details of timeline animations and task runner because this is not the agenda of this video. Okay, if you want to learn about them, there's a lot of stuffs available on the internet. You can go through them. So let me okay, first of all let me start the terminal. Let me first check who am I. Okay, I'm expert now. Where I am, I'm inside this. Now I'll navigate into my folder project. uh, we don't have project over here. Okay, I'll make directory project. Okay, inside this project I'll create another directory. Okay, I'm not going to create any other directory, let it be just project. Okay, inside project I'm going to create atom. I'm going to create a file with atom. Okay, let it be gedit main. This is not a very big, this is not going to be a very large or huge application. This is going to be comparatively a smaller application, so we'll be managing most of the task within this single file, that is main.java. Gedit, save this file. It is saved. Close gedit. Now atom dot, it will open all the file. Dot means the root. You don't need these things. Let's close everything from here. Okay, now let's start with the code. So our basic imports for JavaFX application: scene dot scene. Okay, we can actually copy this part because we need this every time. Dot scene. dot control dot label, because we need labels. Our components are actually the labels. Stage, sorry, the stage, oops, stage. Okay, and what else we need? What else we need? uh, Scene dot layout dot grid pane. And what else we need? The most important application dot application. This will be in uppercase. Okay, now let's create a JavaFX. As you know, JavaFX applications are always public in nature. Main extends the application class, and here override override what? The function public void start stage primary stage. We'll pass this as an argument, and then we'll create the main launch args. So the basic skeleton, the base and the starting skeleton we have created now. Okay, now I'll from the starting itself I'll declare few labels, because you know these are the labels. Let me just show you both the fields, both the screens. Let's create some more space. Now for label, for component number one, I'll call this welcome. Okay, for label number two, I'll call this name. Name means the username. This is component number one, welcome, and this is component number two, the label number two, export, the name, the username. I'll fetch the name from the system property later on. Don't worry about that. Later dot label dot message. Okay, and this message means this is the third component which you are very, and then label one more, oops, and then one more label the greeting message. Let me check the spelling. Okay, it's good. Greeting message equals to null. Greeting message means this one, good afternoon or good evening, good morning. It depends upon the phase of the day. Okay, so let it be null right now. Now the scene. What else we need? What else we need? Task, of course. Task we need. Okay, just remove this thing from here. I'll just stay with me, stay tuned. I'll let you know why I'm using task, but not now. We don't need it right now. I'll let you know. First let me create some basic things. Okay, one more thing, one more important thing. Grid pane, and let me call this as layout. Okay, label welcome equals to new label, and as I told you, it will be a hard coded string. Let it be this way only. Name equals to new label. Okay, and this name dot set text, I told you this is going to be the username, and we have to dynamically fetch this username from the system property. Uh, so here an empty string followed by my name. Okay, now we haven't created this my name here. I'm going to create this string my name is equals to which will be an empty space concatenated with the system property system dot get property, and the parameter is going to be user dot name. All right, yeah, done. So this will fetch the username, the current logged in username from the system property, and it will copy this that username into this my name, and finally this name set will be set to this my name. Okay, so it's quite simple. So everything looks good here. We don't need extra spaces. Let's remove everything from here. Now I'm going to call this layout equals to new grid pane. Layout equals to new grid pane. Okay, and then one by one we'll add our components. First of all, the welcome, which will be on column number and row number 0. Why this is well, this should be welcome. Layout dot add name, which will be in column number 2 and row number 0. Because in JavaFX grid pane, first the column is specified and then the row. Okay, now layout dot add what? Message. All right, the message 0, zeroth column, second row, and the span, because it's going to be a quite big label. Wish you a very good afternoon, because we are going to actually this seems to be two different components, but actually we'll be concatenating the two. We'll merge the two and it will be a single component. So as you can see, it is spanning itself to multiple columns. So we'll span this to multiple 4 columns and only one row. Okay, now the scene equals to new scene. Load the layout, specify the width, specify the height. Okay, scene is done. Now stage, primary stage dot set scene equals to scene, and then at last primary stage dot show. Everything looks good now. Okay, so now okay, now we have to fetch this timing. Wish you a very good afternoon. This good afternoon, it depends upon the phase of the day, right? So what we'll do, uh, what we'll do label has been done, message has been done, label, okay, here the message has been done. Now the greeting message, now we have to uh, create this message now. Okay, message equals to new label. This is also a label. Okay, now message dot set text, wish you a very very, just leave it like this, I'll tell you what to do with this. Okay, wish you a very. Now we have to decide. Okay, just give a now we have to decide. Now we'll have to decide that which phase of the day it is. So for that, I'm going to create a new class here and let it be clock dot java. It will fetch the current time in terms of 24-hour format, and it will let you know which part of the day you are in. Okay, java.util dot calendar, calendar. This is going to be public class. This is our custom class. Of course, you are free to use any other name. calendar c equals to calendar dot get instance. And guys, you should know why I am not creating an object of this calendar class. You should know this is not a Java tutorial, this is not core Java tutorial. I'm not going to tell you why we are not using why we are not creating the object of this class, why we are using get instance over. You should know this. I'm not going to tell this is your job. Okay, I leave this thing to you. I hope you will do some research on the internet. So time entry time of day equals to c dot get calendar dot hour of day. No, okay, hour of day. Done. Now I'll create a function public void tell phase. Okay, this function will actually tell us in which phase you are right now. Is it morning, evening, or afternoon? Okay, and I want this to be string type. Okay, if time of day is greater than equal to 0 and and time of day is less than equals to 12, then that means it's still morning. That means it is still morning, and you will have to return what? Good morning. um, I'm just copying this thing. Else if time of the day, if it is greater than 12 and less than equals to 17, that is it is evening time. And remember, will be using, remember this calendar class, this hour of the day, it is returning the hour of the day in 24-hour format. That is after 12 it will be 13, 14, 15, 16, and so on. Don't expect it to be am or pm. When it is greater than 17 and when it is less than equals to let's say 25, less than 25, or let it be less than equals to 24. This doesn't looks good over here. 25 doesn't makes any sense. And then it will be good evening. And if nothing is there, then we have to return something. Then we'll return null. Let get back to the main program. Now wish you a very I can create a new object for this clock class, but I'm not doing so. Intentionally I'm not doing so because we don't need to have an object. We can create a temporary instance plus new clock, and with this temporary instance we can call the tell phase. Okay, let me just minimize this thing. We don't need this right now. Minimize and maximize our code because we have a lot of work to do. Done. Wish you a very new clock, this tell phase. Okay, now can we run this right now? Let me see if we are lucky enough. Java C main.java. No, there are some errors and we have to fix them. We forgot to put comma and we forgot to put a semicolon over here. Let's save the file, try to compile. Okay, it's running fine. Now we'll run this file. Okay, let me see. Wow, this looks good. So the basic component seems to be working. Okay, welcome expert. This is fetching your, if you are Jonathan, then it will be welcome Jonathan. If you are margarita, it will be welcome margarita, and if you are anything else, it will be welcome anything else. Okay, and this is also dynamic. I wish you a very good morning, since it is right now 1:24. Yeah, it's midnight, almost midnight, man. So it's good morning, because this clock is in 24-hour format. Let me tell you, I always prefer 24-hour format. Don't think it's 1:25 p.m. and it should be good afternoon. It's not afternoon, it's midnight, almost midnight. Okay, 1:25. Wish you a very good morning. So now we have to focus on few things like the styling for this text, and we have to remove these things from here, and this should also be transparent, and this should and since we'll be removing these things, so this should go off uh, automatically and smoothly as well. Okay, now everything looks good here. Now what we'll do, what's the next part? Okay, let's make this primary stage dot set scene. Let me remove those three buttons from there, those close, minimize, and maximum and restore button. Let me remove them from there. Set, no, not set, init style. This is the function here. Init style stage style dot transparent, and since okay here, and since I'm using stage style dot transparent, I'll have to import one important package. Import JavaFX dot sorry stage dot stage style. Let me check whether it's working or not. Compiled. Wow, see, three buttons over there, they are no longer there. Now you cannot even close them because they are not there. Okay, so now we have to do something that this app should close this shut down automatically. Close everything from there, get back to the code. Now we'll have to do some styling for the texts. I'm going to create a new folder where I can keep my CSS files, and I'm going to call this folder CSS. Inside that CSS, I'll be creating a new file which will be main.css. Okay, now inside this main.css, first of all, I'll target the root, the basic root. Okay, minus hyphen fx hyphen what hyphen background color. I want this color to be transparent, and they should be in lowercase. What the hell? I prefer this thing in lowercase. You can put this in uppercase also. And how do I call this, how do I link this main.css with this main.java? How can we do that? So we'll have to go back to this property scene dot get style sheets. The sheets will be like this. Okay, this thing dot add main dot class, your file, this current file. Okay, this main dot class, your current file, main dot class dot got resource, get resource. So now the spelling is not correct. Okay, resource. Now inside this, specify the location, the URL. Inside CSS you have main.css. You're going to link with this thing. Okay, dot to external form, put a semicolon over there. And one more thing, color. Sorry, the colors will be like this. C will be capital, transparent. And since you're using this color over here, you'll have to import one more important package, which is inside, I think, scene. import JavaFX. Uh, Let me recall. I forgot. In fact, it's inside scene. It should be inside scene to paint.color. Yeah. Let me compile the code. Compile, and it's running. And you can see the text. No, it's transparent in nature. There are no buttons over there. Everything looks good except the styling. Of course, you don't want to you don't want your text to be like this. You have to style them also. Now let me close this app. It's still running. Control C, send a signal to kill that application. Basic JavaFX command. Sorry, this Linux command. Now what we'll do, we'll style these components. For welcome, I'll add something here. Welcome dot. See, this is how we add classes. Get style class dot add welcome. Okay, this name is a custom name. You can use any other name right here. It doesn't have to be this name only. Okay, you can have any other name here, but for the sake of simplicity I'm taking the same name, and I'll copy this thing because we have to do the same for name also. And for what, this message also. Okay, save this file. Now we'll go back to our main.css. Now here we will target. See, you should remember what you have specified here. This welcome. Okay. Now here you will use this token only. This token only you will use. Welcome hyphen fx hyphen font hyphen size. Just let the size be 65 points, and let hyphen fx. All these stylings have hyphen fx as their prefix. Fill 255, 255, 255. What is 255, 255, 255? It's white. For name, hyphen fx, hyphen, hyphen what, font size, and let the size be, let's say 40 points, and fx hyphen text hyphen fill. I should have copied the entire text, and let the color be salmon, and the spelling is actually text, and I'm going to copy everything from here. No, from here. I should have done this from the very starting. Message, let it be 40 points again, and the color will be 255. Okay, save this thing. um, this looks good. Compile, save. Now there you go, man. There you go. But why expert is not visible? Expert is there. Actually expert is there, but it's black in color. Let me open some file and let's check is if. See, expert is there, but it's black in color. Why it is black? Why it's black? Sal. Oh no, again the spelling mistake. Sorry. Salmon. Close this thing. Again compile the file. Let me run this. There you go, man. Welcome expert. Wish you a very good morning. Okay. Close this thing. Go back to the code. And one small change. Where it is. let it be. Let the word, let that particular sentence end with this exclamation. It's not necessary, it's just optional. It looks good just because of the aesthetic sense, just because of the aesthetic purpose I've used this exclamation. It's not compulsory. Now what else is required, just let me know. Everything looks good, everything is working perfectly fine as as it was supposed to be. Oh, where's the app? Oh no, what's wrong with the app? Here it is. Okay, it looks good. This is dynamic. It is fetching the username from the current logged in username from the system property, and this is also dynamic. It depends upon the system timing right now. Okay, now 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 two things are left. First of all, this message should go off after few seconds. Let it be 3 seconds. After 3 seconds, this message should go off automatically, because obviously you cannot work with this thing now. If it is there, it's quite irritating. They should go off after 3 or 5 seconds, whatever you want, and they should go off smoothly, not abruptly, not with a jerk. It should go off very smoothly. So now we'll implement two things: task runner, which will trigger the shutdown task after 3 seconds, and some sort of animation which will shut down this particular application in a smooth way. All right, so close this file, this app, go back to the code inside main. mm, I don't know whether I've okay. So now here I'll do some things. Task void, and let it be, it's a custom name, shutdown task. The shutdown task. Okay, after there stage dot show, here we'll implement the code for that shutdown task. Shutdown task, sorry, is equals to new task void. And guys, I'm not going to tell you how this task runner is running. As I mentioned you in the very starting, this is not our agenda. I'm not teaching you, I'm not showing you how core Java components are working. It's not a core Java lecture. There's no core Java lecture going on over here. So don't get into the details. Just stay tuned. Just follow whatever I am typing right here. And there are already bunch of lectures and other study materials available over the internet. You can go through them. Okay. Now inside here we have to override a function, and that function is protected in nature, void. And remember one thing, just keep this thing in mind. This void is starting with the uppercase V, and here also it is uppercase V, and here also it is uppercase V. And you should know the difference between void and void. And again, I'm not going to teach you this. You should know the difference between the two. Public void call, void call, try catch. I need a try catch block. Inside try, let it be thread dot sleep. After how many seconds you want your application to be closed? I want after 3 seconds. I want this to happen after 3 seconds. Okay, and here a simple exception caught. All right, e. Now here timeline, timeline, we use timeline for animations. Okay, because I told you we want our application to get closed smoothly. Now we are implementing that logic. Keyframe key equals to new keyframe duration dot millis, the smooth effect for after 2 seconds, the smooth effect of 2 seconds, the transition time actually. The more the if you increase this time, it will go off more and more smoothly. Okay, because this is the transition time. New key value. Okay, the new key value, primary stage dot get scene dot get root, and then opacity property 0, keyframe, the timeline dot get keyframes, get keyframes dot add what, the key, this key. Okay, we added it here. Timeline dot set on finish, that means after you are done. Okay, I'm using a lambda expression over here, and you should know what lambda expression are. System dot exit one, oh, exit one, my bad, timeline, then finally timeline dot play, and then this task runner returns something, and since we are not returning anything, then we'll return null. It ends with a semicolon. Okay, now what's wrong with this? Not this one here. Okay, this task, this ends with a semicolon. Okay, so we have put a semicolon over here. Now the most important imports, we have left many important imports. Import JavaFX. First of all, JavaFX dot animation dot keyframe. Let's copy this thing, paste it down here. After keyframe, we have key value, paste it down here, and we also have timeline. All right, now since we are using task here, this shut down, man, shut down. Now we are using shut down here, JavaFX dot uh, concurrent dot task. What else we are using? What else we are using? Uh, okay, we are using durations here. Here we are using duration class. No, so we'll add import JavaFX, the util of JavaFX dot util dot duration. Now let's check the code. Compile. Okay, there is an error. The spelling mistake I told you. The spelling mistake. This thing. Save the file. Go back to the terminal. Compile this file. Compile now. See. Oh, What's wrong with this? Okay, it's still there. It's not going off. I understood. Do you know why it's not closing the file, this application? Do you know why? Because everything is good enough, but we forgot to actually trigger the thread. That's my mistake. My apologies. I forgot to run this task on. We forgot to call this function. No. Now we'll again compile the code, run the code. Let's see. Oops. Once again. I'm sorry. Without compiling, I'm going to run that file. Okay. See. Here you have welcome expert, and after a few seconds, how smoothly it goes off. Once again, man. Compile the code and run the file. Let's see, and it will go off. See here itself, it goes off very smoothly. Once more, see here, here also the icon automatically goes off when the task is done. So this was made possible with the help of this task runner, this task, which after 3 seconds automatically closes that application. Okay, and this millisecond is the transition. Okay, so everything looks good here. Now what is left? Everything is working fine. Now what is left? Now the only thing we are left with is to center this. We have to put this in the center, because right now on my screen it is here. Okay, in my screen it is here. In someone else's screen it may be somewhere else. So we have to make a standard position for that, which is at the center of the screen. So how we are going to achieve that? Okay. Before showing this thing, here we'll add, what's wrong, a rectangle 2D prime screen bounds is equal to screen dot get primary dot dot get visual bounds. Alright, now stage dot set x. Stage dot, not a stage, it will be our primary stage, of course. Primary stage dot set x, the x coordinate will be uh, this prime screen bounds dot get width minus minus primary stage dot get width, like this, and whole will be divided by 2. I'm going to copy this code, paste this code down here. We'll do the same for the y coordinate. Now instead of width it will be simply height, and here also it will be height. Everything looks good now. So of course, okay, I'm sorry, this is not at the rate, it is 2. Now we'll have to import these important packages, these important classes. Import JavaFX. All right. Uh, Import this JavaFX dot geo geometry geometry dot geometry dot the same file rectangle 2D. Let me close, let me recompile. There's some problem, and apparently there are some spelling mistakes, not logic or something else. Geometry, this spelling mistake, and this is spelling mistake. Okay, we'll have to remove all these things. Mm, this should be screen. What else is there? Line number 44. Screen was there. Okay, fixed. Line number 13 here. Geometry. Now again we'll compile the code. There's one more error. Rectangle this at line number 44 here. Okay, what's wrong with this now? Rectangle 2D prime screen bounds equals to screen dot get primary line over here is this thing, the error, no? Cannot find the symbol screen. Okay, it will never find this symbol. Why? We forgot to import this, an important package, man. Import JavaFX. Oh no, JavaFX, and this is actually, this screen is actually a part of this stage. Compile, save this file. Let's recompile this. Now it's good. Save the file. Okay, let's run this file. Oops, why it is there? Okay. Let me go. Let me check what's wrong with this code. Uh, Inside this thing, why it's not working? Let me see. This doesn't seems to be a major issue. Okay, this is not a major issue. Get visual bounds prime screen, this thing. Okay, I got it, man. We are simply subtracting and dividing it with whom? Primary stage uh, dot set width. We have to set the width, no? 950, the same width and the same height. Okay, 950 and 200. Okay, just copy this code, paste it down here, make it 200. That's good. Recompile everything, run the code. Now what's wrong with this, man? Go back to the code. What's wrong with this now? 900. My goodness. This will be height. Compile. Yeah, that that's nice, man. That's what I wanted. See, let me minimize this. Okay, now let's again compile the code and run this. See, it is on the center of the screen. This is done, it goes off automatically. Okay, now again we'll one more time. See, this is dynamic, it goes off so smoothly and automatically. One last time, man. So this is how the things so this is how we create a splash screen message. So okay guys, this is it for this particular video, because this video is already long enough. So in the next video, I'll show you how to create a jar file and configure the settings to automatically launch this app on the startup on both the environments. Let it be it your Windows environment or the Linux environment. On both the environments, I'll show you how to configure the settings so that this uh, app gets automatically loaded. Right now, it's in the form of the code. No, right now this is in the form of the code. In the next video, in the subsequent video, I'll tell you how to create a jar file of this code like this one, which you can export or which you can even uh, distribute to other users also over the internet or anything like using a pen drive. See, and you can use this as an application. You can share this application with anyone else, and you can even configure your settings to which will automatically load this file. Okay, on the startup after you login, it will show you welcome this and that and good morning. Okay, so this is how we create a splash screen message. Stay tuned for the next video. I'll post the subsequent video very soon, as soon as possible. So thank you so much for let me close all these things. So thank you so much for watching this video. Okay, we'll be back soon.